Song Yadong, Henry Cejudo. As far as critiquing the fight, Henry Cejudo, he's not a top 5 guy anymore. He's older. He's taking time off. He hasn't won a fight in probably 5 years. It's been a hot second. So he's just not tip of the spear. Doesn't mean he should retire. Doesn't mean he should be done. If financially he's set, and he has his podcast, he has all this other stuff, he hasn't won a fight since 2023. He lost a split decision to Aljo. Then he lost to Marab. That was a tough one. Then Song Yadong, it's just not there. I'm sorry. He hasn't won 5 years. I was right. He hasn't won a fight since 2020. That's 5 years. That's a long fucking time. He's Connor level there. You know what I'm saying? Connor hasn't won anything in a hot second. But so for Henry, so there's thing Izzy too, right? We're like, oh, he should retire. Connor, he should retire. These guys, when they're not championing anymore, the fan base goes, oh, they need to stop. Maybe, or they just like fighting. They've achieved everything that they sought out to do in the sport, and they just enjoy being in camp and fighting. They can still beat the guys 15 through 6. They just can't touch the guys from 5 to 1. It's just not there. It's just not there anymore. Maybe they're older for whatever reason. The division's caught up with them. They're not going to be able to compete at that level. All good. I'm not one to tell a guy to stop fighting. Henry Cejudo, if he is set financially, probably should stop because Song Yadong isn't a top 5 guy. Song Yadong's very talented, but whenever he fights the tip of the spear guys, he always loses. That's what it is. So Song Yadong's not your elite of the elite, but he's fucking good. And he did beat Henry Cejudo for 2.5 plus rounds. I had it 30-27. I think 2 of the judges had 29-28. So then there's the eye poke. This, to me, I can't believe there's controversy around this, but here we are. So Henry Cejudo gets poked in both eyes. The one eye was worse than the other. And was he losing the fight up to that point? Yes. So Henry Cejudo goes, I can't see, said it several times. Herzog, who I love, I'm pretty sure Herzog was my first ref when I came off the Ultimate Fighter when I beat Chase Gormley in Broomfield, Colorado. So I have a special place for Herzog. I think he's top 3, if not number 1. Shout out to Herzog. But he did get this wrong. He got this wrong. A fight cannot be stopped. There shouldn't be a winner off an illegal blow. A fight cannot be decided off an illegal blow, especially if it's a 5-round fight and you're in the 3rd round. For him to go, can you see? And Cejudo goes, nah, man, you should have taken a point. And he goes, okay, take your 5 minutes, and then I'm going to start the 4th round so this can go to decision. That's insane based off an illegal blow. Now, you might say, and this is where this gets murky, which I can't believe this. You might say, Cejudo is milking it. I can't emphasize enough. Out of all the guys to say milking it, did he take his 5 minutes? Yes. Now, as a former fighter, I've been kicked in the nuts by Mirko Krokop, Gabriel Gonzaga. Should I have taken the 5 minutes? Probably. That's the smartest thing to do. But there's so much pressure in the crowd, you sure as hell ain't taking the 5 minutes. The level of confidence that Cejudo goes, oh, I'm taking all 5. I'm losing this fight. I'm going to take all 5. My eye is fucked up. I'm going to take all the 5. I can't remember. I've seen every fucking UFC fight. I can't remember any fighter in the history of the UFC taking the full 5 ever. Because you're gonna get some negative feedback from everybody, including the UFC brass and cage side, the commentators. Bisping and Felder, they understand. They've been in there. They get like, wow, good for him. Yeah, take the 5. You're allotted 5 for a reason. Nobody takes the 5 because now you hit me in the nuts. I should have waited. I went, let's go. Krokop, let's go. You just feel so much pressure. You're not gonna take the 5. It's so gangster for Henry Cejudo to go, nah, I'm gonna sit down and take this 5. Now, that gave people the notion that he's milking it. That might work for a newcomer or a guy you're not familiar with. Or maybe you're sitting at home on the couch and never competed after high school sports, and you might milk it if you get poked in the eye. I get all that. Let me educate you on Henry Cejudo. You're talking about There's elite in the UFC. There's elite. If you get to the UFC, you're elite. To become world champion, you're insanely elite. You're 0.01% of 1%ers. You're insanely elite. Now, to do that in 2 divisions, you're even more elite. You're 0.0001 for anybody who's ever competed in professional sports. On top of that, he's a gold medalist wrestler. He won a fucking gold medal. So take his UFC career, that's unheard of. Puts him in rarefied air, 0.001% of all professional athletes. Just take that and now throw a fucking gold medal in wrestling, which is one of the hardest things to do in any sport possible. He did that on top of his insane UFC Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Fame career. Now you put all that together, and if you think a guy of those achievements is looking for an out or milking a fight, you're stupid. Now I know, well, he should have been doing this with his eye, or he looked at. You have to know who you're dealing with before the internet, and of course, you know, the cringe king, and maybe you don't like Cejudo. I get all that. Whatever. Put that aside. If you think a guy that's a gold medalist in the Olympics, a 2-division world champion, hasn't won a fight in 5 fucking years, is going to look for an out in a UFC fight, you're stupid. That's not real. It's fun to throw that stuff out there, and it's fun to make memes and all this. It's not real. Maybe you don't like Henry Cejudo as a character. You don't like some of the stuff, the antics he does building up the fight. Maybe you don't like the cringe stuff. All good. You can do that. That's your prerogative. That's fine. But if you think that a professional fighter at Henry Cejudo's level, who is the tip of the spear when it comes to anybody who's ever graced the octagon, if you think that guy is mentally weak, and if that was an actual eye poke and couldn't see, you're stupid. It's not real. Maybe you don't like him and there's a reason for you to jump on this and run with that narrative. It's not real. And this is where Herzog messed up. And now I blame Herzog, but you know who I really blame? Not Henry Cejudo. You're going to hear some people go, Henry Cejudo should have said he can't see and they couldn't continue, and then it would have went to the judges. It wouldn't have went to the judges' scorecard. It would have been a DQ and it would have been a no contest. That's how that should have went. That should have been a no contest. My issue with Herzog, and this is with just the UFC judging or reffing in general, everyone wants to focus on the gloves, the new gloves, the old gloves, the knockouts. You know, they weren't as frequent when they switched gloves, blah, 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 the eye pokes. It's not the gloves. It's not the gloves. It's the refereeing. I've been saying this for a hot second. If you poke somebody in the eye and change the course of the fight, there's no warnings. It's an automatic point deduction. I will promise you, judges and referees out there and commissions, I promise you, you will see less eye pokes. If there is no gray area, if there's no warnings, Herzog, 2 stern warnings, that does fucking nothing. That does nothing, buddy. They can still get away with it. Grabbing the fence. I warned you about grabbing the fence. That does nothing. Guys are still going to do it. It's professional sports. They're going to push as much as they can till you start taking points away. Kick to the nuts changes the dynamics of a fucking fight. There's nothing worse than poking a guy in the eye. In any sport, ask Tom Brady to throw a football with one eye. It's pretty fucking tough. Ask the receivers to catch football with one eye. It's damn near impossible. Ask Freddie Freeman to hit a baseball with one eye. It's fucking impossible. Now ask Henry Cejudo in his underwear, in a steel cage, fighting the number 7 guy in the fucking world in a fist fight with one eye to perform. It's insane. So until there's zero leash here when it comes to eye pokes, these guys are going to do it. Intentional or non-intentional, it doesn't matter. That should be the rule. But Herzog go, now he poked him in the eye, man. Hey, don't do that again. Song goes, okay. Yeah, didn't mean to. Because they're not even thinking about it. In camp, they're not thinking about it because it doesn't matter. Because the refs aren't going to do shit. When's that time you saw a point taken away for a nut kick or an eye poke? An illegal hit's an illegal hit. If Song Yadong would have fucking done an illegal elbow to the back of the fucking head, would you be singing the same tune? No. It's pretty clear, right? Would we be up in arms if Cejudo went for a takedown just right to the back of his skull? Boom! And he's all dizzy, like, oh man, that was fucked up. There's no way he should continue. But because it's an eye poke, and he showed after the damage to his eye's fucked up. Of course it is. He's one of the most elite fighters to ever compete. He's not looking for an out with an eye poke. So a bit of the blame's on Herzog, buddy. How many warnings are you going to fucking give, dude? Even Cejudo goes, when he stopped me, he goes, I can't see you. How are you not going to take a point? He goes, you got your 5 minutes. That's the issue. There should be zero tolerance. Any eye poke, across the board, finger in the eye, thumb in the eye, dick in the eye, we're taking a point. Hands down, groin kick, taking a point. I guarantee you fighters start changing their tune. I guarantee you're not going to see a lot of this. You're not going to see a lot of this backing up. It's going to be closed fist. They don't want to lose a point. Because you take a point way here, 2 judges had 29-28, 29-28. All of a sudden you take a point, you got to draw. That's significant, super significant. But no one takes it serious. No one takes these referees serious. You ain't going to do shit. You're just going to warn me. I can grab the cage. I can kick him in the nuts. I can poke him in the eyes. Intentional, unintentional. You're just going to warn me. But the fighter that gets poked in the eye, the fighter who gets kicked in the nuts, the fighter who's going for a takedown and grabs the cage, he has a huge advantage. You always just go, that's fighting. Always. Don't leave to the judge's scorecard. That's fighting. No, it's fucking not. It is because you guys put up with it. The fighters put up with it. So Herzog's to blame. Should have never went, okay, after your 5 minutes, I'm just going to start this is unheard of, by the way. I'm just going to start the 4th round so we can go to the judge's decision. Fighters. And then some people will say, Henry Cejudo should have said he can't see and not to start the 4th round. Henry's in the middle of the highest level competition in the world. He's in the middle of a fight, probably a little concussed, got punched in the face, right? Yes, it is his job to know the rules to a degree, but he's also focused on other things. I blame the corner. His corner should have went, whoa, no, hold on. In the corner, he's saying he cannot see. We cannot continue on. Do not start the fucking 4th round. This is a DQ. Fighters, if your corner, if they do not know the rules of mixed martial arts, they shouldn't be in your fucking corner. You have them there to protect you. If Henry Cejudo is getting his fucking ass kicked up and down that octagon and he's taking damage after damage, you would assume the corner knows to throw in the towel. You would assume the corner, because that's the reason you select them to be in your corner, know the rules of the game. Their corner, from the very jump, should have went, he said he can't see several times. The doctors heard it. Herzog heard it. The corner heard it. Your opponent heard it. Yet everyone was on board to start that 4th round. The corner should be ashamed. Herzog should be ashamed. Henry Cejudo, he's in the middle of a fucking fight. It's not on him. That's why he pays those cornermen a fee. They should know the rules. Fighters, if your cornermen don't know the rules, if they're not fucking reading the pamphlets that they give you from the commission, whatever state you're fighting in, they're not your friend. They're not your coach. That should be requirement number 1. The corner should know the rules at all times like the back of their fucking hand. Because that should have never went to the 4th round so it could go to the judge's decision. That should be a DQ. And rematch, there's no rematch. That's over. I hate rematch. No, we saw it. It wasn't going good for Cejudo. That doesn't matter here. You guys are going, well, he's getting his ass kicked for 3 rounds. Doesn't matter. He got poked in the fucking eye, couldn't continue. And they put him back out there, clearly can't fucking see. You think Cejudo's just going to dance around for the fucks of it? For what? Again, Olympic gold medalist, 2-division world champion. You got to know the fighter that you're dealing with before you criticize him. If this is some newcomer that's unproven, I get it, do your thing. I get it. looking for a way out. There's no evidence that Cejudo's ever looked for a way out. Ever. It's just not in his DNA.